Konnichiwa, Kawaii Critic here to review Gotham Season 3, Episode 19, All Will Be Judged. So, we see that this episode begins with Penguin sort of going back and forth from where he was last time, and the Riddler is demanding that the Penguin call him, well, the Riddler, and the Penguin's still trying to get under his skin, calling him by his previous name, Ed, and so on and so forth. So the Riddler discusses how he has this plan set up. Meanwhile, Selina says she's going to attack fake Bruce. From the last time we saw that, now she actually goes back and, well, attacks fake Bruce. I believe he stabs her once in order to get ready for their fight, and then they fight until they're broken up by Alfred. Or it might have been Bruce the one that was stabbed, and then Alfred noticed that Bruce was hit, and that made it obvious to him that this was the fake being attacked. So, fake Bruce starts fighting back with Alfred, and supposedly the Master returns Bruce back to Gotham, although I would assume that if they really did return, they would have seen Alfred and Selina, but it didn't look like they were in the same area, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, we see that Lee wakes up and is treated to a illusion of Mario, and she tells him about all the things that happen, and then ends up waking up after drinking some blood from the dream. And so Harvey and Jim are looking for some blood prints, and they find the secret area with the secret door, and they notice that there are these locations set up on this little map thing that's going on throughout the episode. And then they're trying to stop the executioner, but he does take out Jim, and Alfred is now calling them, but doesn't receive an answer because they just got attacked. I guess that would be the reasoning behind that. But, Alfred and Selina have a little tut where he says that Selina is ending up a lot like her mom, and that sort of, peeves her off. But she didn't, and she also refused to help. So, she's out there for herself, and so on and so forth. That sort of attitude, we're seeing that build up a little bit more as well. So Harvey gets some info and heads out. We cut back to the Riddler, and he tells them why he's there, and then he darts Penguin because he was somehow able to make something behind the Penguin's back, I guess, even though they were in open cages. I thought that part was a little bit weird, but anyway, Riddler almost escapes, but the Penguin causes enough noise so that they blast Riddler down. And we then cut back to Bruce going back once again to the murder, and he has the pearls in this memory thing that we've seen in the previous episode, this sort of mind vault, if you will, and he couldn't let go the first time around. So we now cut back to Jim, who's captured and is talking with Catherine, and she tells him that she's figured out what he's been up to, in getting the executioner, aka Barnes, trying to get him on his side, that being Jim. So Jim's trying to reason with the executioner, and Catherine just leaves the executioner alone to his fate, to decide Jim's fate, that is. So meanwhile, Mad Hatter talks with Lee about what's been going on with Mario and how he's trying to get her to blame herself, and so she does. So he accomplished his mission. Anywho, Penguin wakes up after the blow dart thing and after he got recaptured. So they finally decide that they have to team up in order to get out. They shake on not killing each other. That's their little bond, temporary bond, if you will. So that's going on. So the Master, who I still believe is Ra's al Ghul, but I'm not 100% sure about that anymore, but he wants to tell Bruce the truth, so he shows him one of his memories when he killed one of the Court of Owls members. And then we cut back to the executioner yelling at Jim all about this justice, and they're discussing about the virus. But Jim wants to stall as long as possible, so he decides that he's gonna ask for his badge, and before he can get it, he's allowed to escape. So they're looking for the executioner. Alfred tells Jim and Harvey about Bruce, and then the Penguin and the Riddler begin their escape. So Jim is told by Catherine that she isn't the true leader, and then Alfred eventually finds out that she is there and interrogates her by stabbing her. The executioner charges into the police station and essentially barges in for the bajillionth time into, like, how many times has this police station been barged into is beyond me, but yeah, it gets barged into again. He talks everybody, knocking out Jim, Harvey, and then the executioner cuts off Catherine's head. So I think she's dead for now anyway. Jim shoots the executioner's arm. The Penguin and the Riddler make it outside and they head their separate ways. Meanwhile, Jim recuperates at the station and Lee pays them a little visit before she declares that she's going to be leaving once again. So we cut back to Bruce, who locks away his memory of the murder. And once he does, the Master now has complete control over him. And then we cut back to Lee, who injects herself with the virus because at some point, I don't remember when it happened, but she got a hold of the virus and then injected herself. So this episode was interesting. I don't know what they're planning to do with evil Bruce, I guess it is now. I don't know how they're going to unlock his dark memories, because I assume that's going to have to happen at some point. Lee, I guess, is now going to be one of the baddies, so we'll see how that plays out. Probably see her go chase after Jim. Riddler and Penguin are going to probably still be after each other while building up their separate armies. And it's a little bit of a surprise that the Catherine just won't dead. But yeah, pretty enjoyable episode. We'll see how it ends up at the end. So we're wrapping up here. So if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye!